Welcome back to the Fire Emblem Path of Radiance Footlock playthrough. Let's get started with the actual fight, shall we? But first, the enemy boss wants to interrupt us. In particular, with this merchant over here. Hey, you're that merchant from back in Chapter 3 who we got the elixir from. His name seems to be Nasir. Meanwhile, it's just a merchant vessel for Benyon. Yet. Seems like he's just impatient. Then again, he's also just one on the ship that we're supposed to get on. So it seems that he's a Lagoose. In the meantime, the Black Knight's here as well. But, as it seems, Makoya is very stubborn. At least that's how I'm going to interpret it. Let's see. Generous offer, but Makoya thinks he's up to the task by himself. Though, his graciousness is appreciated. Interesting way to put it. In the meantime, Rolf's gonna do his job and get people to run away and follow him. At least some. Let's get to the harbor, and what I said about not fighting the Vigilantes, that's not gonna happen. Alright, this chapter is kind of complicated. Okay, kind of is an understatement. It's very complicated. Meanwhile, Volk with the knife. Volk and Boyd, I think I'm gonna have to take care of this side. Just so that way I can be safe. Meanwhile, this dude. With Nefany, with left, she has your claws. So she can just claw attack people. I want to be in this Zhark's range as he is recruitable. The Bjorkgard will basically ensure that she takes no damage. Rolf's bow, let's see. Rom. Right in front of Rolf is the furthest I can move you. Steel Lance. Nefany. Keep the sharp stick equipped. I didn't bring any vulneraries on people because I'm smart like that. As much as I want to use the ward staff, not really necessary at the moment. Smite. Rolf way the heck over. Ike. Get out of these guys' ranges, and Iron Sword. And that should end this turn. In the meantime, Zhark, however the hell it's pronounced. I'll look it up in between recordings on how it's pronounced. As I think a support conversation talks about how it's pronounced. But for now, I'm going to call him Zhark. As phonetically, that looks like how it's supposed to be spelled. In the meantime, Boyd. Just going to slaughter everybody. Especially with that short axe. And yeah, Volk. Probably faster, but it hurts. Let's put it that way. In the meantime, Boyd, very nicely done. I'm probably going to move Boyd around up the side and back towards the boss, but we shall see. This next turn is very complicated, all things considered. I'm gonna probably end up missing one of the houses, because I think I need to punch a hole through here in a moment, which not as easy to do as you might think, especially with how tanky the enemies are, specifically the horseback units. Meanwhile, Leth dodging everything like a boss. And I believe the next person to move from that side is going to be Zihark before the last Vigilante. Mostly because this will recruit Zihark, and then he'll be in range of the last Vigilante that's up here with the sword. Bit of a shame, though, that the leader, who gave Ike the Lagoose Slayer, is just going to go. But let's hurry out of this. Meanwhile, the thief. I'm probably going to miss the house up there. I'm a little bit not worried about that, just because the item in there is a, whatchamacallit. It's useless. At least right now, despite the fact that it's a somewhat semi-useful item. Oriana. Zapper will let me kill this dude, which aptly named Zapper. I could call it the NES Zapper if I really wanted to. In the meantime, I'm actually going to use Ward on Braum, namely because there's some mages, and said mages will probably end up doing something, if not for that, to Braum. But for now, I'll have Boyd take care of this soldier, and I'll have Volk come over here and attack. Well, is there anything I need to steal? Nah, I didn't think so. And I'll have Volk attack this dude. I believe you can steal staves in this game. So I'm going to steal the healing staves for sure before I kill. Meanwhile, Braum, Mr. Heavy himself, I'm going to equip one of the javelins and visit. Meanwhile, fighting to help out. Elwind, that'll be useful. Ike, how far can you move? If I shove right here, that puts you right up here beside this dude. Iron Sword. Ike's tanky enough, I'm not that worried. Let's see. Iron Sword twice should get the job done. And I'll have Nephany pick up the kill here in just a moment. Silencer, do your job. And Nephany, I might. Yeah, I'll have you javelin from here, so that way it's a tiny bit safer. Because I think it'll keep her out of death's reach a bit easier. Meanwhile, Leth, go up and kill this dude. Yeah, nicely done. And Zihark. Well, first things first, trade over the fighter band, and then the 2 iron swords. Equip the fighter band, excuse me. And let's attack. I believe, yeah, you can double with a steel sword. But in the meantime, this will happen. Now, enemy phase, Ike. I think most of the mages are going to go after Ike, ouch. Mostly because he's wielding a non-ranged weapon. And mages tend to attack people who can't counterattack. Meanwhile, this is gonna hurt. Ouch. Oh wait, he dodged. Never mind. And Ike. Yep, nicely done. Very nicely done, Ike. I was not expecting to have this good of an enemy phase, not gonna lie. In the meantime, Volk, visit this house. And Drake's Shield. I'm not sure who I'm gonna shove that on, but I'm probably gonna do it for somebody. I think what I'll do is I'll do that just to make sure I can have Nefni move up and in. Meanwhile, I don't need the Zapper, but I would like to make sure that Thunder is used. In the meantime, that was a useless crit, but critical hit nonetheless. Thunder rank up, which is nice. Meanwhile, how much damage can you deal, Braum? Within reason. 12. Nefni with a Slim Lance deals how much? 10? How much with the Steel Lance? How much with the Sharp Stick? I think I'll have her attack with the Sharp Stick, and then I will attack with an Iron Lance on Braum. Just to help pick up the kill. Yeah. I like that plan of attack for the time being. Meanwhile, how much damage can Wolf do to the soldier here as I start moving up? 10? I think I saw. Silencer, is that? Steel Bow's not that much stronger. Meanwhile, Ike with the Iron Blade deals 14, which means that's exact death range, I think. So long as nothing goes wrong. Because I think I saw that the silencer is 100% accurate too. Silencer, 100% accuracy, maybe? I don't know. Meanwhile, I have a feeling both of the thieves are going to go back in the opposite direction now that Volk has promptly had his job taken care of. Sharp Stick Nefni, or I think I'll start by using this Mend Staff on Nefni. I'm not quite comfortable enough to leave her in, whatchamacallit, range, Wrath range. In particular, I would like to get the Vantage Scroll before I worry about trying to keep people in Wrath range. In the meantime, I'd like Zihark to go here, keep that Killing Edge equipped, and I'm going to use this Vulnerary. Stay close to Zihark, and we'll call it a turn. In the meantime, Zihark, nice dodge. Please, aw, dang it. I was hoping Zihark was gonna get a crit there. I guess I'm a little greedy. In the meantime, you have enough gauge, I'm not worried. I might end up using the Lagoose Gem after all. We shall see. I do need to be careful. In hard mode, there's a guy who comes out of here. You probably guessed who it is. It's the Black Knight. And he will screw your day up if you're not careful. Let's put it that way. That's actually hellishly inaccurate. Then again, it's not much better than that, so I guess I'll take my chance. Ouch. Nice dodge, Zihark. And I think he was more than likely to hit too. With that dude. So, that's interesting. In the meantime, Wolf, there's no way to have you just soften one of these dudes up, so I'm just gonna have you use the Steel Bow. I'm fairly sure it's going to hit at least one of the 2 times. Thank you. Meanwhile, Makoya, same range, I believe, as the others. I'm going to have Boyd move up. Like so. Braum. You and your heavy butt. Volk. Over here. And use this vulnerary, please. Ileana. Over there. Ike. I'm just gonna park you right here. I don't... Oh wait, that's Boyd. Never mind. I'm gonna equip this javelin. I think it'll be okay. And I'll leave it at that once I move Reese in to heal somebody. Heal. Braum. Just take advantage of everybody you have at your disposal. Meanwhile, Makoya. Yep. Just as I suspected. I'll see if I killed Nephany here in a moment, but I don't think I did because they're wielding swords. But I have a feeling I'm going to be in Wrath range after this. Meanwhile, yeah, he's wielding a sword too. That's not enough to kill Nephany, but this, hopefully crit. Nope. No touch of death. And it seems like things are only getting worse as we now have enemies from behind. Meanwhile, Makoya's pups will have to take care of everything. Meanwhile, Jill's gonna go in by herself, but only if we're attacked is Jill allowed to fight. As long as you stay out of the Wyvern Knight's ranges from behind, you will not be attacked. Leth, get back here in particular. Oh my lord, stay back here. Zihark, let's go to this house. In the meantime, we get a killer lance. That killer weapons are always useful. Meanwhile, Volk, come up here, steal the heal staff. It's gonna save some money in the long run, so I'm just gonna steal staffs whenever I can. I feel very awkward trying to let Nephany touch of death somebody without some help. First off, can I double either of these dudes? Yeah, double this dude. Eliana, that should help. Very nice. And now then, Rolf. That silencer should be enough to take care of this dude. So my ranged characters are taking care of the close-up dudes. Now then. Interesting point of fact. Rolf is growing faster, which is nice. I'm not so much worried about Rolf's strength right now, thank the Lord. But let's see how well I can hit McCoy with this poleaxe. Please don't miss, Boyd. Thank you. Sharp stick. Slim lance is barely enough to do anything. I think there's Braum. I'm gonna trade the sharp stick real quick, as I think that's a more safe kill. Yep, very nicely done. Meanwhile, very much a lot of experience level up Braum. It's alright. I probably could have used some more strength, which I might rig some level ups to deal with, but I'll leave it for now. Slim Lance will kill just as well. for the time being. In the meantime, yep. Gotta love that. Daphne, level up. How will you level? HP and speed's okay. It's not great. Sometimes you get not so great level ups. That's one of the few factoids of Fire Emblem. In the meantime, I already got the level up on Volk. I really don't care how he levels up all that much. In the meantime, Ike. How much EXP do I need until Void promotes? I think killing that Cavalier will do it, but we'll find out. In the meantime, the other reason I moved back, this dude, the Black Knight. He will cause you a lot of problems if you're not ready to get out of here. So keep that in mind. In the meantime, Boyd, one shot, very nice. Class change, and the first one. In the meantime, I will show off the very first class change. After this, I will just be showing off the promotion gains. But for now, enjoy the nice light change show. And Boyd the Warrior. Our sole axe user for the playthrough. Pretty much, anyways. It's a very long time before somebody else can use an axe that isn't on a horse. Meanwhile, if you get into these guys' ranges, they will move, so keep that in mind. Also keep in mind the Black Knight's range. I don't have long, but at the same time, I shouldn't need that much longer. I don't know. This chapter is not exactly long to begin with. And I'm not sure whether or not it's Ike who needs to arrive or not, but I am going to hedge my bets just to be safe. Boyd. Also, for what it's worth, upon promotion, Boyd gains the ability to use bows. I'm probably not going to equip that many bows to Boyd. I might equip like an iron bow here and there, but that's about it. For the time being, we're basically done with the chapter. As that's everybody who needed experience basically getting it. The only thing left to do aside from that, get Volk up there, and yeah, I'm just gonna sit tight, and we'll find out which way the Black Knight's gonna go after this. In the meantime, the sharp stick, it's doing its job. So he's right there in the middle, and I need to watch these guys' range. The Black Knight will basically murder everybody if he gets into range with how high his stats are. Yeah. 48 attack. That's enough to murder anybody without, like, over 20s in the defenses. Which, nobody has right now. And considering nobody's going to avoid getting doubled by the Black Knight, it's a bit hard to say otherwise, too. Who needs the EXP more? Doesn't really matter, I see. So what I'll do is I'm going to have Grom, being the tank that he is, go up and attack this dude. Ouch. And then I'm going to have Nephne swoop in and just pick up the kill with the Slim Lance. Meanwhile, Mordecai, smite Ike. Ike couldn't have gotten away anyways. In the meantime, up there, Volk, I want you to steal that heal staff. Reese, trade the heal that's on Volk into a heal usage on him. anytime you see any form of priests or any sort of unit like that, try to steal from them. You'll never regret it. I promise that much. Meanwhile, the last dude on the map who is going to obstruct me. Thankfully for me, I do not have to worry anymore. So, first up, Volk. Stand on this side and steal. Next up, Nefany, can you go in with the Slim Lance? And I'll pick up the kill with Braum, and we'll go from there. And then, let's see. Silencer, Boyd, I'm fairly sure, yeah, Boyd very easily could. Meanwhile, Rom, don't need the sharp stick, but the steel lance will work. In the meantime, what I will do, I need to be able to move, what, 3 spaces? So that's going to be push, push, whatchamacallit? He deals 0. Let's see. 13. How fast is this dude? Yeah, no, I'm not worried. Alright. Which is a little bit awkward not using him to attack, but that's how it rolls. Smite. Oh right, I forgot there's the space in front of Ike too. That I could have used. Wow, okay. I was not counting on that happening. There's no way, unless I use Ike, to not kill, so what I think I need to do then is just, oh well. I'll have Boyd pick up the kill, but I'm gonna, oh, never mind. Ileana got a crit. But yeah, I think I'd normally need Boyd to pick up the kill if Ileana didn't crit there. But yeah, this sets me up to end the chapter. In the meantime, whenever you do promote, you do gain back all HP, so keep that in mind if you're concerned about that at all. In the meantime, Mordecai, did you lose any health? Nope. Boyd, I think anyways, if I shove you. Nope, not quite. Oh wait, Ike. I could use the healing. Extra EXP before I get off the map. And let's get out of here. Arrive. Enter and clear the map. Meanwhile, Mr. Black Knight. Progress is impeded, indeed. And Ranulph's not going to allow him to try getting on that ship. And he is the one traveling with the Beast King. Interesting. Meanwhile, let us begin. Ranulph is going to try to take on the Black Knight, who, as we saw, basically would have massacred anybody that we tried to use. Meanwhile, that sound is the no damage sound. And that's a crit if I've ever seen one. And Ranulph still tries to fight back despite not doing anything. Why did his attacks do nothing? However, no match for the Black Knight. And that looks like a healing staff of some kind. Maybe a physic. Instead, we have a pilgrim. Sephiran. It's interesting. This pilgrim is somebody important. That was a good nap. And it looks like it's time to draw, but Jill, being frustrated, kind of wants to go her own way and fight more Lagoos. Or subhumans, as she's calling them. But she's kind of interesting. Meanwhile, Sephiran's telling the knight not to pursue, but Norris wants to pursue. Interesting. In the meantime, it seems like the people of the town actually want to do something. Ellen, they call her something like that. And look definitely did change. Meanwhile, we have something interesting. Get them to do the most grueling of labor as possible. These guys were not loyal. After all, they sold out her own princess to the enemy. Can't be. And that's the end of them. Meanwhile, Valencia was worried that we weren't going to make it. I think we were going to make it, but dang, we definitely pulled a couple of close ones there. And she's just happy to see that we're all well. I can't disagree, Valencia. And Gifka's back. Meanwhile, nothing's broken, but he's definitely banged up. Just such speed with all that armor. It's not right in the deed. Then, ministers must be obstinate as ever. Interesting. Huh. Every one of the older retainers has memories of Lagu's subordination. Even the king. If Princess Valencia were not King Ramon's orphan, I doubt he'd be willing to aid her, which is very true. They're now at sea. No signs of carelessness, I presume. Of course not. Even the elders will bend their ear to hear what that one says. That one is special, after all. I wonder what he's referring to, but we shall see. Princess Valencia is dry for the reconstruction of Crimea. Does she have a chance? Well, depends on everybody. And, you know, to be fair, Gifka's not wrong. This is a very dangerous gamble. But Dane's next target is definitely Gallia, for sure. And, first time we get to see Ashnard himself. With Gawain's mercenary. And it seems that there's a worm in our group, too. I wouldn't say a trusted member, but that's a bit of a spoiler. Anywho, unexpected at the harbor. The Prime Minister of the Benyon Empire. Uh-oh. If he's nosing about, we must not make any mistakes. Has he caught wind of our plans? He doesn't know. Overreaching ambition invites disaster. Meanwhile, Ashnard has no care, calling it nonsense. I want you to take charge of the invasion of Gallia. Interesting. Ashnard, despite being the Mad King, as he's called, is surprisingly tactical. And we got a nice chunk of bonus experience. We didn't actually lose that much time in this map. But yeah, that takes care of that. Thank you for watching, everybody. Please hit the like, comment, and subscribe buttons, as well as hit the notification bell to stay up to date. I'll see you in the next part.